Hello, friends. We're back again. Welcome to Fightful Overbooked. This is a very, very special conversation. It's taped. It's not live. Could you believe it? Jeremy and I doing something that's taped and not live. We always do live, but we're here. We're very excited to welcome the one and only Eddie Kingston, who's going to be taking part in a very, very special show that is very near and dear to our hearts and, of course, to his. It's called YEOW. It's a tribute to Jaka. It's January 17th, 2026 at Sun on the Beach in Kissimmee, Florida. Before we get into it, the tickets, by the way, ccwtix.com. They're also going to be live on YouTube and Twitch. We'll tell you about that even more. But Eddie, welcome. We thank you for spending the time with us.
No, of course. Thank you, man. Talking about Jaka, of course, I'm going to take some time to do it.
Please, absolutely. You guys, maybe let the audience know how you and Jaka came together and how close you guys were with with his career.
Well, it all started when Jaka got to Chikara, and that's when I first met him and first got to work with him and travel the roads with him and chill with him. And the thing about him was like he got me right away. So if someone gets me right away and he understands me, I'm gonna hang out with you. And that was the main thing, is that he got me, never judged me, understood me, would laugh at some of my dumb things or when I would get mad. And he was also just a funny dude. He was always funny, life of the party. But that's why he would always have to, you would chill with him and you would want to keep chilling with him. But since he gave so much of himself to you, that he would have to take a 2-week break just to recharge himself to be that entertaining guy that he is. So yeah, no, he was just a funny person, great person to be around, always made everybody comfortable and would laugh at the dumb stuff you would do and get mad about. He would laugh and make you laugh.
Can you give a little bit more insights to what he meant to the New York scene, especially, but the entire kind of Northeast when it comes to the independent scene? Because I know a lot of people put you in there, they'll put Homicide in there, but Jaka's kind of a name that doesn't get mentioned too much. So if you could just give a little bit more of what he meant to that specific scene.
Especially to me, what that whole Pazuzu crew did was, especially with Jaka, was that they took what Homicide built and others who followed behind them. They just took the ball and ran with it and kept the scene alive. Especially for me, a lot of people got their first look at them because of Beyond Wrestling, and if it wasn't for Jaka and the other Pazuzu guys, I don't think Beyond Wrestling would be. They helped it out a lot. Let's not say that they wouldn't be what they are now, but they definitely helped them out a lot, because that's where a lot of people told me they first saw Pazuzu or first saw Jaka. And they just took the ball and ran with it, because a lot of us were busy doing other things and weren't really on the East Coast. And they just took that ball and ran with it.
Sorry, go ahead, Jeremy. I'm dealing with one thing.
Oh, okay. So when it comes to the Pazuzu guys and running with it, and how much he meant to Beyond, can you talk a little bit more about his status with Beyond? And a lot of people maybe don't know as much about Jaka because he didn't make it to take it ROH or anything, and he's a guy that didn't, I don't know about necessarily catch a break, but someone who was grinding on the independent scene for years. It's a lot of timing, it's a lot of luck, and Jaka just never kind of got that. But speaking to sort of his role at Beyond and helping build that, without kind of getting that break.
Well, to me, what's the break? Because before AEW, I felt like I already got my break and I was successful because I was doing pro wrestling for a living and bought a home with independent wrestling money. So I already got my break and success. It all depends what you consider a break, because to me, without guys, especially Jaka, because he wasn't the leader of Pazuzu per se, or the lead, but around that group of friends, he was the calming influence. He was the one who got everyone to sit down. Him and Ortiz get everyone to sit down, shut up, and get their acts together so they can do things in the ring and travel and get things going. And that was Jaka's role. You know what I mean? He would be the guy that would diffuse everybody and everything. And that's how he helped out just the locker rooms that he was always at. Because he was always the guy who just diffused everything and was like, let's get to work. Let's just have fun. Let's get to work. We're wrestling, you know? And I don't know, man. You want to talk at the big break and stuff, like it is just timing and stuff like that. But, you know, to me, Jaka's legacy in wrestling is going to be helping promotions and helping out locker rooms out to get to where they are now, or, you know, just helping, being the foundation of a lot.
So as you two work together and cross paths throughout the years, what was something that he was teaching to you as you were both figuring it all out? What was that one thing that you still think about today and you're just like, Jaka, that was from him?
Well, you know, at the time my job with Jaka, especially at Chikara, was to let the Chikara fans like believe in Jaka. That Jaka was this big, rough, tough guy, because I was supposed to be that rough, tough guy. And there were certain parts where he would just, you know, be there and I'm trying to get him over or whatever you want to call it. And he would always just be like, it's not always about the move. It's not always about the move to get me over. There's other ways that you can get me over. And then that's how I think all the time. There's other ways. It's not always moves. It's other ways.
Who hit the hardest from the Pazuzu group?
You want to say hardest safely or reckless and like not being able to work?
Well, now we've opened both doors.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say the other one because I don't want to bury anybody, because it's not about that. But I tell you, the guy who laid it in was Dickinson. Dickinson can lay it in, but Ortiz would lay it in too. Don't let him fool you. He would hit you too. So they all were nice and, you know, safely snug, as I would say. But I say the snuggest was definitely Dickinson.
I can't say that Ortiz would be a surprise to me. At least I've been able to.
He'll catch you with a forearm here and there.
Yeah, no, I've been watching him. He comes. So I'm based in Toronto, but he comes over to work C4 wrestling.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You've also done some work around C4. Well, we can get there, but like, talk to me about, you know, you and Ortiz obviously are friends on and off screen. You're now working for YEOW, but you're watching Ortiz as he's kind of coming back from his injury and doing his stuff on the indies. Tell me a little bit about that experience, because obviously it's brought you both back together on screen.
Yeah, no, we're friends, like you said, outside of wrestling. So he was there for me during my injury. I was there for him during his injury. He's there for me a lot more because you could call it passion or whatever it is, but I flip very easily at work. So he's definitely there to calm me down. You know what I mean? That's why him and Jaka got along so well, is that because they're basically the same person in a sense, you know? Because when they care about their friends, they're going to help them till the end, you know? And that's basically it. It's just that we hold each other up. You know, that's what friends are supposed to do. We hold each other accountable. Publicly, I'll never bury Ortiz. You know what I mean? That's another part of our friendship that we get with each other, is that I'll never bury him publicly. If he does something wrong privately, that's where we'll talk. And vice versa with me. Like, you know what I mean? He'll never bury me publicly, but on the side, he'd be like, by the way, this was fucked up. You know what I mean? So, yeah, no, it's a real friendship, and just we want to see each other succeed, and we would like to succeed together. But if that's not the case, we're still going to push for each other. You know what I mean? That's what a real friendship is, when things aren't the same and you break off. You know what I mean? So.
Back on.
Sorry, I was gonna follow up. I'm gonna get my one back from earlier.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna get it. So then I'm curious about coming back together in AEW. How did that kind of pitch go? Was it pitched to you? Was it you two coming together and saying, hey, let's do it? I'm just curious.
No one pitches shit. It's whatever, you know. I try not to pitch nothing because I don't want to hear shit from anybody, because I have a problem where I'll pitch something and then they'll try to change it and I'll be like, nah, fuck it. Or they'll try to put somebody in there who I'm like, yeah, that person sucks. I don't understand why you think they're good, But I don't pitch nothing. It's just people knew, you know what I mean? And they teamed us up before and people knew that, we wanted to. It wasn't like a secret. Or who are you going to team me up with? You know what I mean? I don't like a lot of people and I'm not going to say yes to a lot of people, So there's really no pitching because I just don't want to deal with people when I pitch anything. He don't pitch nothing because we don't really give a fuck. We're there to do our jobs. We don't book the show. It's not our show. You know what I mean? If you ask us our opinion, all right, then get ready. But until then, no. But I'm happy they see that, us together is a good team. So I'm just happy they decided to do it. When I say they, everyone knows Tony Khan who books the show. Whoever's in the office, they do what they do, whatever.
I know it wasn't a pitch, but you certainly advocated for Ortiz and being back on television. I think I watched every single blog that Cesar Bononi put out while you were rehabbing and getting back to ring shape and everything. And you often talked about Ortiz, and I specifically remember you saying one time, like, I want to get Ortiz back on TV.
Yeah.
Do you feel some type of solace in like, oh, maybe they actually listen to me a little bit?
No.
I'm back.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't give them that credit. No.
Right,
I just say
enough.
what I want to say. I don't do shit to help people. I don't do shit not to help people. I just say what I say. And if the effect is that I do help them, cool. If the effect is they get buried, not my fault. Maybe you shouldn't have pissed me off. You know what I mean? I don't care who's listening or whatever. To me, it's where, first off, I wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't speak for Ortiz if it doesn't matter that he's my friend. If I didn't believe in him, I have friends, not a lot, but I have friends in this business who are good and I'll pull for. And I have friends in this business who aren't good in the ring, who I don't think are good. And again, it's just my opinion. And I won't plug for them. And I tell them that. I go, look, we're people, but I'm not putting my fucking name on you. That's it. You know what I mean? And it's either take offense and we're not friends no more, or we're just associates, or, ask me why. And then we can talk and you can get better. I can get better as a friend. And that's it. It's really not that deep. I don't think things are that deep,
I know
that's my man. Monkey's my man.
I know you've talked about this before, but you mentioned like you don't push for people, advocate for people with everything, but a lot of people like advocate for you and talk you up. And I know you've talked about like how that makes you feel with things. So how did you feel after your match against Samoa Joe and Bryan Danielson is putting you over in the exclusive in the arena?
Yeah, I called him an asshole when we got to the back. I said, why did you do that, dick? That's what I said, exact words. I was saying, like, no, it's nice. You know what I mean? It is nice. Like, I'll be lying to you if I didn't say it's not a little bit of an ego boost and a little bit like, yeah, I told you, motherfucker, for years, Brian. But no, it's always nice, especially someone who's as respected and someone who I respect, to say that. One of your peers. I still consider him a peer, even though he's on commentary now. He's still a peer. So that always feels good. But after the end of it, I'm like, well, I still lost anyway, so who gives a fuck? That's what I told them at the end. But it felt good. It did feel good, but I still don't like it.
You come across as authentically as you are. You're someone who will, like you said, like you call somebody out, no problem. And I know you talked about that promo, the one at ICW, the one at No Holds Barred, the one at Drive-Thru. I know you talked about it a bit. And of all the people you called out, you called out Zack Sabre Jr., you called out Nick Aldis, and they called out Cody at the time for the TNT Open Challenge. Cody was the only one that happened. You had a match with ZSJ in a six-man later on, but like those other two matches didn't happen. Were you hoping they would? Or when the Cody stuff happened and the ball started rolling, you were like, let's keep this shit going? Like, what was kind of your mentality as you got the Cody match, and then the other two were just kind of other guys rolled out?
No, my mentality was whoever books it, pay me. That's it. You know what I mean? Even when I did the Cody, after the Cody match, I wasn't signed right away. And I was just like, all right, where's my money? And everyone looked at me like I was nuts. I was like, a check, huh? And everyone's like, Eddie, this guy's like this guy got money. I go, it's just a booking. I had to pay my mortgage. And everyone thinks I'm trying to be Joe Cool. It's not trying to be cool. I was living a fact. I had a mortgage payment coming up. AEW was going to give me money. I'm sorry I couldn't wait on a contract. I need the money now. I got it. The guys who collect my bills don't give a fuck if I'm waiting on a check or not. You know what I mean? The people who I have to pay that will be able to take my house away from me don't care. So it's not that I'm trying to be cool. It was not. Give me that money and keep it moving. No, I didn't say. And then when that happened, and the ball kept rolling, whatever. Zach, whatever. Zach's a bitch. But if Tony or if Gato or whoever wants to book it on Forbidden Door or in New Japan, I don't care. I'll fuck him up anyway. You know what I mean? The Nick Aldis thing, not gonna happen now, of course. But back then, I was like, look, if it happens, cool. Hopefully, it's for the NWA title. I was just all about who's gonna pay me. Where's my money coming from? And I'm trying to, and this is still COVID at the time, the pandemic. So I'm just looking to get to the next month.
Did any of those conversations happen to get you closer to any of those other two matches we talked about?
No, not with Nick, because once I signed with AEW, Nick was with NWA, so that couldn't happen. I don't know. I think Zach's ducking me. I don't know. Either that or just people don't think it would be a good fight between me and him. You know what I mean? I think it'd be a great fight because I'd be fucking him up most of the match, and it'd be fun. And it's not that I don't respect him. I do respect him. I just think he's a phony vegan cunt. Like real judgy. I hate judgy people. That's just me. Whatever. If you're vegan, cool. I just use that because that's what he is. But like, he's just very cunty, very judgy, and I just don't like that. Great wrestler though. Amazing wrestler. I'll never take that away from former world champion. You know what I mean? IWGP World Champion. It's shit that people dream of. He did. So I can't disrespect that, but just from the outside looking in, he's just real nose up in the air type shit. Like, I'll break your nose, then you can try to hold it up. That's it. Now you got me going. Doesn't take a lot. Does it, boys?
This seems like a great style fight, though. He'll try to put you in a bunch of holds, and you'll just knock him in the face.
Yeah, I don't bend that way.
Yeah.
I don't bend that way, so it's going to be a little rougher for you to do that to me. You know what I mean? My body's tight, bro. You know what I mean? I got to loosen up 3 hours before a match.
All right, I'm gonna try to get you. I'm all for you going after people, but I'm gonna try to go to a light story here. Sting. There's a very famous photo of you, Moxley, and Sting, where you and Moxley look like you're having the time of your life, and they're teaming with Sting. And Sting looks like he's having a great time too. Like, so what is going through your mind during this whole thing?
Oh, you can see it you can see me say the words and you can read the lips. I said, it's fucking Sting. It was insane. Everything was running through my head. I'm like, I'm with Sting in the ring on TNT. When I used to watch Sting on Nitro, on TNT, and now I'm here doing it. And I'm with Moxie, my homeboy for years. You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't believe it. It was surreal. And it still is. Like, anytime I see Sting and I go, Stinger, what's up, bro? And you know what I mean? He has a smile on his face. The little kid in me is like, yeah, that's right. We're friends. So, it's awesome. There's just my childhood. That was my childhood right there. A lot of people don't understand because, I'm older and everybody's younger. Everyone's getting younger, except for me. They don't understand how, Sting was the guy, man. Sting was that dude. Even if you watched WCW this much, Sting was always that guy. You knew Sting at least.
Oh, I dressed this thing for Halloween when I was like 6 years old, so I definitely get it. Yeah. And I listened to you're fantastic on Tony Schiavone's podcast.
What a scumbag Schiavone is.
So you're telling this man to hold up the microphone? Come on.
Oh, that's me. Oh, I have to fuck.
Loved it.
I have to mess with him the whole time. Have to. Because if I don't, then I feel like, did I really go to work? Did I really do my job that day? If I don't yell at him at work, joking around or try to embarrass him at work, and it never works because he always gets me. Don't let the niceness fool you. He's a ruthless motherfucker when it comes to insults.
Oh no, we're aware.
All right. Well, this is for anyone viewing, anyone watching. He's ruthless. So it's just, if I don't get something from him or if I don't bust his balls at work, I feel like it's not worth it. I get on the plane back home going, did I even go to work?
I saw you post a video on your Instagram. It was the Bill Burr subway takes, and there's a line that he has in there. He says everyone is mad at each other, but they're not right. They're not mad at the right people. Is that a logic that you also employ? I know that you talk a lot about advocating mental health, and you also talk about being like kind of a ticking time bomb. You'll get upset. Do you agree with that kind of statement from Bill, where everyone's mad at each other but not at the right people?
I think like a lot of people, and this is my opinion. Everyone has an opinion. They're like assholes. Everyone has one. They all stink. You know what I mean? That's why they're called opinions and not facts. But when it comes to everything, I think there is a little bit of truth to that everyone is mad, but they're mad at the wrong people. But then there's some people who just get mad because they're coaxed into it. You know what I mean? So you have people who want to have a different opinion, but if so-and-so that influences them is mad at this, they're going to get coaxed into it instead of thinking on their own. And that's the thing that I think is a little worrisome, is that people are easily talked into being mad at a situation or at a person or at a thing or at whatever you want to believe in. You know what I mean? Where they don't even, at one point, they don't even know why they're mad. And when they're talking, you can tell that, oh, they're sounding like the other person. You know what I mean? It's not even their own words coming out. And it's just, to me, anger, what I've learned is over the years, anger is a secondary feeling. So there's something before it. So all that anger that everyone has for each other, what is it really? Because that's not the original feeling that you had. You know what I mean? That, in my opinion, that's not the original feeling you had. There had to be something before anger. Because anger is a secondary feeling. It's just, it's not the first thing you feel. Like for me, if I get depressed or down and out and then I get angry, it was because I was depressed and down and out at first. You know what I mean? Or confused or whatever. Then I go right to anger. It's a second feeling all the time. So that's the question. What are you feeling before you get angry? You know what I mean? That's the real question.
I love that you are always so open about your mental health, and
I just like to tell people I had to do it because of my mother. Because my mother found out that I was bipolar depressive, and she said, "All right, well, easy, whatever." She just said, "Okay, well, now we got to work on it." And my mother and father were so open about it in my house that got my uncles to also start talking about it and going to therapy. And these are grown-ass men, you know what I mean, who lived hard, bro. They lived hard fucking lives. You know what I mean? And because of the openness of my mom and dad with me trying to help me, they started getting help. So in my house, it was actually a joke. Sometimes we would joke around with each other. You know what I mean? Be like, hey, so your therapist this week? Just, making it loose and just a common thing to talk about. Almost like same thing as we would talk about mental health and then talk about the Giants right after or the Yankees. It was just ingrained.
We're going to get to sports here in a little bit. But on the subject of mental health and everything, what do? You mentioned depression, and depression might lead to the anger, and preventing that. So what steps do you take? Like, what helps you? Because I have depression as well, and I think anybody who deals with it can be like, okay, I need to do this to take care of myself. So maybe I'm at a 5 and I don't slip to a 3. Maybe it doesn't get better, but I don't slip. So what are some of the things that you like to do to make sure that you don't slip?
It's sometimes it's hard because then by the time I realize that I'm in it, it's already like a couple of days. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when I do finally realize it, or if I get to cut it off before it gets there, I have a good support group. And there's certain people that I know won't judge me and will just let me go off and let me just talk. And then when they hang up the phone, I know I can trust them where they won't go to their significant other and be like, fucking idiot. You know what I mean? They'll just go, okay, man, get you. You know what I mean? I've been blessed to have that kind of support group where they just let me go Because I do it for them. Because I think a lot of times people just need to get it out of their bodies, get it out in the universe, and just leave it alone. You know what I mean? So I'm there for a lot of people who I don't even consider friends. I just know they're going through a hard time or whatever. I'd be like, go ahead, vent. And I don't say a word. I'm very lucky, very fortunate to have a woman with me who actually gets it. Gets that it's nothing personal towards her. Or you know what I mean? I'm just going through what I'm going through. And let me speak, and then we'll move on. And I think the one thing that stops a lot of people from wanting to get help is that they feel embarrassed because whoever's around them, for me personally, when people do this, judge them on it. Like, we don't want to be judged, bro. We know shit ain't right. You know what I mean? We know this. We know that we're not feeling right. We don't need to be judged by it. Just let us talk. That's how you can help, is by shutting up and letting us talk. And if we ask for advice, give it to us. But we don't need to be judged. We don't need the roll of the eyes. Or we don't need the, oh, here we go again. Because guess what? This is a lifetime thing I got to deal with. This is not a monthly thing. It's not a weekly thing. It's not a daily. It's daily. It's every day. You know, it's a lifetime thing I have to deal with. So, you know, if you don't judge and you let them talk and you let people talk and you try to understand them, that's the thing. You have to. I hear that from a lot of people who've gone through what I've gone through. They just go, I want someone to understand me. Understand them. That's it. Let them talk. And that's what I'm a firm believer in. That's why therapy is so good, because they let you talk. There's a lot of times I've been in therapy where a therapist won't say a fucking thing. And it's me for 2 hours just going off about God knows what. You know? And he or she will sit there and just be like, okay, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll be like, oh, I feel better. And they're like, well, try these steps next time, blah, blah, blah. And then they'll be like, all right, there's the money. And I'll be like, okay. But a lot of it's just that vent, man. Get a good group of people around you, you know. And I know when I'm down and out, I know there's certain places I can't be, and I know there's certain people I can't be around, because I know they're gonna lead me, or I'm gonna lead myself. It's not their fault, because I'm going to that place and getting in trouble. Like, I know if I go to a bar when I'm out of it, when I'm down and out, I'm not coming home until I'm face down, throwing up somewhere. I just know that already about myself. So I'm not going to even tease myself or get myself into that situation. There's either going to be a fight or I'm on the ground throwing up. Those are only two ways that night's ending. You know, so I just don't put myself in that situation. Or I don't go near people that I know are going to put me in that situation. Again, I've been very blessed, very, very blessed to have good people who do get me. Even if they don't really understand, but they want to get me. And that makes me open up more and explain to them, this is how I think. This is what happens when I get to this part. This is what happens when I get, you know what I mean? Then you can see it in their mind, in their eyes, that they're like, oh, okay, so this and this and this, and this is why you feel like this, and then, and that's what you need. You know, let them explain.
I don't have a question off of that. I appreciate your words on that, and I just want to again praise you for being so open and honest about these things. I listen to a lot of interviews that you do. Again, a lot of videos that you do. And one thing that has become a common theme is you do mention your partner and how she has helped you so much. And again, I just love that you are just open and honest about these things, because
dog, I've been in bad relationships, and look, it's not the other person's fault all the time. I wasn't the easiest person to deal with. You know what I mean? Because they didn't get it. And that's not their fault. They weren't meant to get it. You know what I'm saying? Now, look, there's been a couple of relationships where I'm like, yeah, it was definitely their fault. But, you know I'm not an easy person to deal with. It takes a strong person to deal with someone like myself, and vice versa. And I got someone that's strong. And I believe there's someone for everyone, bro. Because I tell you right now, I didn't think there was nobody for me after several failed relationships. You know what I mean? But it's everyone can find someone, and it takes time, and you need to find the right teammate. Like whatever, bro. She could be the hottest girl, hottest guy in the world, and you're trying to get it in. Good for you. But if they're not a good teammate, don't matter how hot they are. You know what I mean? If you ain't got a good teammate, bro, you're not. It's not gonna help you.
You're right.
It's not gonna help you.
Absolutely. No, you got two guys here that we very much we worship is extreme, but we really do appreciate our partners. I totally get it. So
no, my girl, look, my girl's hot, and she knows how to deal with me. So I hit the double whammy. You know what I mean?
Amazing. That's what you want. As long as
bro. I look at her and go, man, thank God you're hot and you get it.
That was one thing with my wife when we started talking. I was like, "You're cute and you like me. I'm good. This is all we need."
I'm good.
Right here.
Pretty much, that's all we really need. We don't need a lot. You know what I mean? So you have all your teeth, nice.
Even then, prosthetics. I'm gonna lighten the load a little bit here. We're gonna go back to 2018. Eddie, you ran over a child with a car on Impact.
Not my fault. You shouldn't have been out that late. It was 1:00 in the morning. Why is your child out at 1:00 in the morning? He should be asleep.
You know what
I mean? Whatever happens after midnight, it's not my fault.
As a father, I understand that. It's complete sensical. However, it was something that happened, something that was shot and
I wasn't driving the car. I was in there. Did I scream, yeah? But what did I scream yeah at? You can't tell. So.
Talk to me a little bit about that time in Impact, working with a lot of people that you were very familiar with, and also
it was easy. It was fun.
But just shooting angles like that, and just having matches kind of in that vein. What did that kind of mean to you? As you were, again, you're still collecting the paycheck, but you're working with people that you genuinely.
Well, that makes it even better, man. Like getting paid and being around people you like makes it 1,000 times better. I've been in this business 25 years, and let me tell you, I can count on this hand how many times I've gotten paid and worked with the people I liked. You know what I mean? There's been a lot of times where I've been broke and worked with the people I like. You know what I mean? More than the getting paid and working with the people I like. But no, that was a fun because I was with Homicide. That's my mentor. That's my older brother. So anytime I get to spend time with him, I don't care what it is, what angle or whatever, or what promotion it is. As long as I get to spend time with him and bullshit with him and learn, because I always learn something from him, I'm good. So that to me, that was the fun part. You know what I mean? And doing the angles was funny. Like even running the kid over, you know, we had to hurry up and do that shit because we had to fly home in like 2 hours. You know? So we had to really hurry this up. I was like, all right, the kid's dead. Let's go. You know, whatever. Oh, did I freeze? No, I'm back.
No, you're here. No, you're good.
You're good.
Yeah. So that's what that was. We all had to catch flights. Let's hurry up and run this kid over already.
Well, no one got in trouble, and you had to wrestle, but no one got arrested.
No, it was in Canada, bro. We were good. I don't know what the laws are out there in Toronto.
Not much.
I got hit. I hit the kid, and I was on the flight 2 hours later. I was good. You know, they looked at my passport. Everything was fine.
Now I have to go back and watch that footage and see if I can pinpoint where it was shot, just to see where it was in my neighborhood.
Oh yeah, and just be like, come on, hurry up, let's go.
I mentioned we would get to some sports. I know you're a New York fan. The Knicks, I don't know whether to say, I mean, they're doing well right now.
They're fine. Yeah. They're fine. That's all I'm saying. I know everybody wanted to go nuts over that, what is it, that cup bullshit?
The NBA Cup, yeah.
Yeah, I said, yeah, that's nice. Let's wait till, let's get to the playoffs start.
So your team, they shouldn't hang the banner for the NBA Cup?
Hell no.
Okay, thank you.
What kind of loser shit is that?
Thank you.
We're celebrating second place, not even first place. You know what I mean? Because the finals is it. That's it. Hey, you guys got paid. There you go. There's your banner. That's the truth. The players got extra money, and that should be their banner. The cup thing's for the players. That's not for everything. Everything is the finals. It's always been that. And that's what everyone should care as a fan. I don't know. That's, again, my opinion.
No, I'm with you.
Luchasaurus is a huge Knicks fan, and he's yelling at me, let's hang the banners. I'm like, yeah, out of your fucking mind. No.
Yeah.
No. I get it. We've been starving for years. I get it. But no.
So I'm a Thunder fan. We did hang a real banner.
I know.
We were in the Cup Finals, and then the Bucks hung one. The Lakers hung. I was like, why are you guys hanging this thing?
Yeah,
This
it's
isn't
just,
a real thing.
I don't know if the commissioner was like, hey, let's make this thing work, start hanging it. I don't know, but please God, no, Knicks, no.
I appreciate that the Knicks are like,
well,
nah, we ain't doing this.
Yeah, because it would probably curse us. We'll probably be the only team cursed by hanging a NBA Cup banner. Yeah, I love my Knicks. Man, my one homeboy, my man P, loves the Knicks so bad that he said when he dies, if the Knicks don't win a championship before he dies, that he wants me to go to his funeral, speak at his funeral, and say the '90s Knicks should have won one, and just walk away. I said, all right, man, I'll do it for you. Yeah, I mean, that's it. It's the truth. We should have got one. I love John Starks, but I still just think about those misses, like just constant bricks in the finals. And then I think of Charles Smith against the Bulls getting blocked constantly. And I remember Patrick Ewing was one of my all-time favorites, and I have his jerseys. And I just remember him missing that finger roll because of he had a bad calf and couldn't dunk. See, folks, this is real pain. I still remember all this. Are you
the type of person who, like, after a tough loss, like, you just got to be by yourself for however long? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We're on the same wavelength there, Eddie.
My lady filmed me when the Giants blew that lead against the Broncos. She filmed me and put it on her Instagram.
Yeah.
And she just couldn't believe it. Like, I just went silent. And, like, I was silent until, like, 11 o'clock that night. Even when I got up, and it was just quiet the whole time. Yeah, no, I love my teams, man. I love them. It's fun. It's fun to be a sports fan. It hurts and it's fun at the same time.
See, I never got into that world just because I'm a hockey fan. So, like, I'm a Sens fan in Ottawa. I'm a Ducks fan in Anaheim. I like the Raptors and I love the Blue Jays in the baseball world. But, like, no big loss. Even the Jays losing in 7 didn't break me the way that I've seen other people get broken watching sports. Because to me,
you want to see me break? Go to the finals and lose Game 7. You want to see me break?
I get it.
You'll see me on TV, beard out here, hair out there, not washed.
So Joel has to do a show with me every day, and the Thunder won the title. It all ended very well. I was miserable after every single show, after every loss, like the Denver series, Game 1. I hate to bring up this memory. Halliburton hitting the shots. Game 1 against OKC. I know he hit one against the Knicks as well.
I remember that. I remember that shot. I said, well, God hates me. I remember saying that out loud.
I walked the streets and people are texting me, and I was like, can you not bother me? If I got hit by a car right now, I would feel better than what I just had to experience. Yeah.
If a friend texts me after the Knicks lose or Giants or Yankees, like, even to joke around, like,
no.
Yeah, for a second in my head, I think about calling them and going, fight me when I see you next time. That's what I think about. When the Yankees lose and all these Yankee haters come at me, like my peoples who have my number, hit me up. I'm so close to being like, when I see you at work, meet me outside and let's handle this. Or go to the bathroom and let's shoot the 5, old school way. Keep someone in front of the door and let's go. It's serious, man. It's serious. It's serious but fun. But so much fun because, like, it's just so exciting when the team does win. You know what I mean? Like, and it's fun. It's fun. It's something to do. How about that? It's a nice hobby.
You go through years and days of misery for, like, the hope that maybe they will win. One team wins it every year, so the hope that, like, your team will be that team, but you're willing to ride through all the misery.
Even when you know they're not the team.
Yeah.
And you're like, maybe they'll surprise me, and you just have hope, and then they just decide to shoot your hope in the face with a shotgun. It's fun.
You're screwed either way because
either way.
Last year, Thunder, best teams, like, oh, they're the best, and then, like, they lose a game. It's like, nope, they're frauds now, and everyone's calling them out.
Because how bad ESPN is now with their, like, talking head stuff instead of just doing the regular shows like they did when we were growing up or when I was growing up. Like everything's just over dramatic because they got to get a rating in. You know what I mean? The NFL is like, I remember one week somewhere like, this guy's gonna be the MVP, he's the best, and then the next week, oh man, what a horrible game, he sucks. He's they should trade him or whatever. And I'm like, it's a week to week thing, and I'm like, this is not news. You know what I mean? This is just talking head bullshit, trying to pop a rating by being controversial. You guys don't know what you're doing. Give me the old school Sports Center when it was a half an hour or an hour. You know, give me NHL tonight, NBA tonight, baseball tonight. Give me all those old school things back.
Oh, see, I still listen to Dan Patrick's show. That's who I grew up watching on Sports Center.
Awesome,
yeah, the best. And so, like, that's who I go to for still my sports.
Oh, now I go on YouTube. I watch more YouTube than I watch regular TV. I go to this thing called That's Good Sports. I go to this other guy, Urinating Tree. I go to a bunch of other guys who cover the NFL like crazy.
What else are you watching on YouTube? Because like
a lot of wrestling.
A lot of wrestling.
A lot of old Japan that I just love, and whatever old wrestling, Terry Funk. Whereas I just downloaded for next time I have a long flight, I downloaded the 2 Superstars on Superstation shows that the NWA did in, I think, 85, 86. Just downloaded that. I'm going to watch it on a long flight. You know, I love old wrestling. I won't watch nothing new. Everything new sucked, including me. I just don't like it.
Well, that's not true.
No, I did. To me, it is. I'll watch my shit for 2 seconds and go, yep, and change it and watch Kawada. Or go watch it. Like, what am I doing? Why am I watching this shit? And it's me. But that and also Easter egg videos. I love that shit. I'm a little bit of a nerd. You know what I mean? When it comes to like comic book stuff or like heavy spoilers, I watch a lot because he does a lot of content out constantly. And, you know, it's all Easter egg stuff or explaining how a movie got made. I watch a lot of things on a lot of MMA news places, you know what I mean? Like MMA Zone, MMA World, or Fighting Business. Like also video essays. I love video essays, man.
Oh,
like, really like real good ones. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of guys. I wish I had my phone with me. I would start naming guys' names, but like people who cover anime, people who cover comic books, or people who cover like scenes, or an actor or a director. You know what I mean? Why this worked in the scene, why this didn't work, or retrospective on this show, why this show was so popular. All that kind of stuff interests me. And also wrestling video essays, man. I love when I find good people who do it, who just don't put their opinions on it, because, again, no one gives a fuck about your opinion, but actually explains the history of said match or whatever they're covering. I love that, and I'll support those definitely. Because they're like, again, pro wrestling doesn't have historians, so you got to grab what you can grab. You know what I mean? You have every other major sport or every other entertainment has some type of historian except for pro wrestling, like an official one. You know what I mean? You can say Meltzer, you can say this guy, that guy, Keller, Mike Johnson, all that. But to me, the video essay guys are just as important as anyone else. You know what I mean? Save your opinion for the end of the video. Tell me the history of why we got to this match or why this match made you feel something. You know, that's why I always try to share it on Instagram or Threads when I find one. You know what I mean? As best I can. Like Joseph Monticelli, you know what I mean? He kills it with the Walking the King's Road and other stuff. And there's other guys. I don't have my phone here so I can read it. You know what I mean? Read their names off, but they're all great. I really enjoy them.
It's funny because I'm hearing you talk about like what goes into scene direction and all that stuff. And I'm wondering, like, do you have a passion for behind the camera as much as you are in front of it?
No, I have no passion. No.
No interest?
No. Wrestling has killed a lot of my passions. All I want to do is get paid at my work and then disappear.
So I kind of get that. So I went to school for radio and television production. And the first thing they said was like, we're going to ruin television for you. We're going to take the shine off. And that's what it is for me.
Yeah.
But
it's
for
work.
me, yeah, but for me in wrestling, like the interest is, yes, the matches are something. I make the joke all the time. The guys came to work and they worked really hard and they did what they did, and that's their job. To me, it's the presentation as well that gets me more invested. So I find it's very funny the way you put it.
I just like to know, like, I don't know. I just want to know what it took to get into this character. Like, I'll watch a Joker thing with Heath Ledger. You know what I mean? And the reason why I bring that up because there's so many out there with him in it. But like, if you find the right one, you'll be like, damn, okay, you know, or how this comic book artist or writer did this to the comic book to put here, or like when they talk about Watchmen, because I loved Watchmen. You know, that comic. When I would see something about Watchmen, they talk about Alan Moore, why he did this and how he did that, and then I watch another thing. I get into the YouTube hole. Where next thing you know, I'm watching stuff about V for Vendetta and why this character does this and stuff like that. I just love that kind of stuff. And yeah, do I have any desire after? No. No, I have none, man. Like I said, people probably heard me say this a million times in interviews. Alaska, but hey, I got a new one, Hawaii. Hawaii is another one. There you go. I just want to get away. I just want to get away because once, I got my lady, bro, I'm good. My parents are still alive. I'm good. My brother's alive. My girl's good. I'm straight. I have the friends that I have. I'm good.
I suggest Alaska over Hawaii, but that's just me. Opinions.
Right? I just want Alaska because I just like to self-loathe a little bit. And then once I'm done self-loathing, then I'll fly to Hawaii.
Fair. So it's kind of a split the year.
Yeah. I'll do winters in Alaska when I want to self-load and just chill the fuck out with like moose and shit. Also, I just think Alaska looks gorgeous.
Have you been?
No, just from the pictures I've seen, and I've known some people I have visited and all that, and how beautiful it is. I just want to see it.
I can confirm. I worked on the cruise ship gimmicks back in the day, and we did Alaska. There's some beautiful places out there.
Right? Yeah, that's what. So I would definitely. Also, yeah, I just kind of like the cold. I grew up in the cold. I like it. But yeah, Hawaii for sure when it's the summertime.
One thing you've also watched that famously kind of made the rounds on Instagram because you were called out on a show and you were like, I'm watching South Park here tonight.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite South Park episodes?
Man, so I wasn't believe it or not, even though I was the age demographic when it first came out, I was not into it when it first came out. I wasn't into the poop and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Those jokes at that time. It was more like the commentary on what was going on in the world. When I would see that, I would watch those episodes. But some of the funniest episodes is what was it when the Ungroundable was the one where Butters couldn't be grounded or something, or became like a vampire kid or an emo kid or something like that. Like that, I remember. A lot of my favorite episodes have to do with Butters, like the Raisins episode.
That's so
which,
good.
By mistake, Butters becomes a pimp. You know what I mean? Casa Bonita is another episode that I love. What was it when was it Timmy and Jimmy become Crips?
The Crips and the Bloods. Yes.
Yeah. That one I love a lot too. You know what I mean? Just episodes like that where they take the kids and it's just put them in random wild shit, and I like those. Butters is though, I don't know. Oh, Randy Marsh is one of my favorite characters, especially the baseball one where they're fighting in the stands and he's acting like Rocky. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, this is America. Anytime Randy Marsh has I know a lot of diehard fans don't like the Integrity Farm stuff, that season that they did that. I know a lot of the diehards didn't like it. But man, anything with Randy in it cracks me up.
I've rewatched some of those. If you have Paramount Plus, they have the live channel where you can just watch random South Park episodes, and those will pop on, and they're much better than I thought they were originally. Because I was one of those fans of this is getting a little long in the tooth here. But now
it was everyone wanted them to go back to the house already.
Yeah. But now rewatching them, I'm like, this is actually some really funny shit here.
I find them to be. I was taken off guard by the poop jokes in the beginning. Because now when I go back and watch season 1 and 2, I go, man, I should have watched it from then. Because there's a lot more stuff underneath all that. That got the attention. You know what I mean? But there were, all the under all that was just really good writing and really funny shit. Just real funny. I even like this year's. I know a lot of people didn't like this year's stuff, but I enjoyed it.
I've been enjoying parts of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't bring up the Butters and the Fun with Weapons episode, the anime episode.
Oh, of course. Well, that one goes without saying,
Sure.
right? Isn't that like almost everybody? Because the way they switch to animation right in the middle, like, how do you not love that?
You know,
And then you see little Butters, and then they make him,
I-
you're a dog. Be a dog, Butters. You're a dog. We're going to help you out. You know? Butters is one of those characters that I can feel bad for and be like, oh. And then also when he does do dumb shit or gets like a little angry, I can still go, oh. He's like one of those rare characters.
That's fair. Okay, I'm pulling up one more thing from your Instagram. Are you ready?
Oh, no.
Yeah, see this one's funny because it has to do with our boss too. There's a parody account called
Yeah.
and you post,
When that came out, I was like, did I say that? I had to really like double check if I said that. And then my girl was like, no, this is a parody account. I said, well, they parodied me pretty good because I got confused. I thought I really said that. I was like, I probably said it to somebody at some point. Same thing. Who the fuck are you and why are you in my fucking house? So yeah, no, that was good. That was good.
I just saw it and I was just like, that's something Eddie would say, but also, why would my boss be at your house?
Yeah, that'd be the first thing. I was like, why the fuck you here? What? Get the fuck get out of here. That's what I want to get out of here now. I swear to God, if you make me leave my house, I'm gonna beat you like I don't know you. Because that would be the thing. I'd be annoyed that you're making me leave my house to do something when I wasn't planning on leaving.
I can respect that. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to talk to people.
Yeah.
Just let me
Yeah,
chill.
I'm home. I'm home.
Yeah.
Just leave me alone. I'm in my underwear. If you'd be lucky if I'm in my underwear and not just poo bearing it around my house.
I'm not going to ask you to stand up now because I don't.
No. It's the top's off, the bottoms are on. Trust me. We're okay.
Okay.
I just got back from training at the ring. We're good. We're good. I was taking that sweaty shirt off. I was like,
Fair.
not happening.
How are you feeling overall? You know, you've been back a few months now, and how you feeling with getting your timing back and just getting your legs underneath you?
Still more time. But that's also me never being happy with anything. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm just like, but the knee feels great. Knock on wood. Knee feels great. All the old injuries decided to say, hey, we're still here. So I'm getting them worked on. You know what I mean? But those were the injuries that were just bumps and you could call them bumps and bruises over 25 years. Like, you know what I mean? They'll get whatever, they'll massage it out, or I'll put Tiger Balm. I'll take a shower in Tiger Balm and I'll feel fine. You know what I mean? But like the one that was big was the knee, and the knee feels great. Like I have no worry about it whatsoever. Once I put the brace on, I'm like, okay. You know, I'm good to go.
As we start to kind of wind down and we're going to bring it back to the tribute to Jaka, I did mention C4 Wrestling and your experience there, specifically with the Fighting Back campaign. And you were part of that once upon a time. They do the big benefit show for cancer, for the Canadian Cancer Society. I'd love to hear your experience because I know that you have been not just hospitable, but you've also given back in your own right when it comes to these types of shows. I'm curious about your C4 experience back.
Yeah, we don't talk about me giving back though. That's one thing that I told all promoters. If you're going with what I think you're going with,
no, I'm not going.
I've just told several promoters know my rules.
Your time.
That I'm back on the indies, and there's one of the rule is don't say what I do, but for when it comes to stuff, I just like to give back. I just like to give back because I'm blessed. I am so blessed and lucky to be able to make the money that I'm making and to be on TV and doing what I wanted to do since I was 9 years old. But I would not have been there and not been able to do that if I didn't have good independent wrestling companies to help feed me while I'm still trying to figure out myself and how to get to where I'm at. And because of that, I will always love the independents. I will always love them. And I would always want them to thrive. So when I'm there, I'll do what I got to do. You know what I mean? And then, I'll do what I have to do after. And I just don't want people knowing that I do anything nice because it's nobody's business.
No, you're there to work.
Good or bad, nice or not nice, it's nobody's business, and I just, people who know me know that I do love the independents because, can't remember, I broke in, there was one company. And you had to know somebody 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 to get anywhere. And it was either hustle or die, hustle or get out of the business. And you had to do that. So without all those independent promotions out there at that time, I was able to get into when I was in the indies, it was during a hot period. You know, when everything was coming off and people were starving for an alternative. So they were going to the independents to see those alternatives, like CZW and IWA Mid-South and IWS and Ring of Honor and Chikara and so on and so forth and on and on and on and on and on. AAW, AIW in Ohio, you know. All these places kept me fed, you know. And so if there's a chance for me to help them out, I would like to. You know what I mean? Like I just did a show in Minnesota for my boy Eric Cannon at First Wrestling. I got to be in the same building where they filmed Purple Rain, which was huge for me. Purple Rain was a huge movie for me as a kid, like a legit kid, like 5-year-old. But, you know what I mean? Just things like that. I'll go back and give back because we need that foundation because not everyone's going to be able to go to NXT straight out of college or straight out of high school and learn that style, you know what I mean? And get that chance. So you need the independents. You need them for people to cut their teeth, you know what I mean? And then go where they can go and learn their own way. Just be different. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so we need the independents, folks. That's what it really comes right down to.
Yeah.
I know this is your last year doing independence. I hope to see you in AIW this year. You were here in 2022. I think that was probably the last time as well against Isaiah Broner. And I was at that show. I'm here in Ohio.
Oh yeah, that's my man. Isaiah, that's my man, bro. That's a good dude.
Yeah, he's been on the show as well. He's a very good dude. I mean that was a great match, but it was great to see you in that setting as well, being back in AIW because I was not here in Ohio before the initial run. I moved here in 2021, so it was cool to see you back there. So
and AIW kept me fed for years. Sometimes I would look at John Thorne and go, "Why are you still booking me?" He's like, but no, yeah, that place has AIW has a very close place in my heart. You know what I mean? And I will always try to do anything I can for them and whenever they need. You know what I mean? Especially in memory, you know, Chandler Biggins and just stuff like that. You know what I mean? People like that. And John Thorne's my dude. Like, just these guys have seen me. They've seen me at my lowest. And now they see me, whatever they want to call this now. And I'm going to be here for them when they need me.
The show is YEOW. It's a tribute to Jaka. Yeah. It's January 17th. It's at Sun on the Beach in Kissimmee, Florida. If you're in Florida, you're near Kissimmee, whatever it is, go to CCW Tix. That's ccwtix.com. They're also going to be live streaming the show or at least posting it on YouTube and Twitch, so you can check it out there. Eddie, you're obviously going to be there. You're going to be part of the show. Yep. I'm going to give you the last word, telling people about the importance of it and also maybe what people can expect if they come to the show or watch it.
Well, if you come to the show, you're going to expect people going balls to the wall regardless. But now, since it's in Jaka's name, they're going to give you a little extra more. And you're going to see a lot of great talent there giving everything for the memory of a close friend and of a good human being in Jaka. And it's not about supporting the wrestlers. It's not about just supporting the show. It's about supporting the fact that supporting the fact that no one is an island, that no man's an island to his own. You know what I mean? When someone passes away, everyone in some form of fashion feels it. So to me, this show is just a way to show that, hey, we get it. We may not have known him. We may not have seen him wrestle, but we get it. We get what this loss is. And the fact that so many of us are willing to do this show and want to do this show. You know, I got people telling me they want to do it, and I'm like, hey, go over here, talk to this person. You know what I mean? That it's just a support, just to show that you understand. So, like I said, no man's an island, bro. We all feel lost.
I hope that everyone takes their time and not only takes a look at the life and the work of Jaka, but also goes and if you can, watch the show. And again, no man is an island. Support these wonderful people who are working together for this. For Eddie, for Jeremy, you know who I am. I've already said it. Eddie, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you guys, man. Now I'm gonna eat my acai bowl, smoke a joint, and call it a day. Maybe play Red Dead Redemption 2 for like the 5th time.
No Madden. No.
No.
Madden.
Yeah. I bought it.
Oh no!
I'll tell you why I bought. Hold on. I'll tell you why I bought it. Because it was $17.
Okay,
that's
fair.
why I bought it.
That's a conversation.
And then I put it on and I'm playing it. I'm like, all right, it's been out for a while. Maybe they fixed all the glitches, and they didn't.
No.
I said, okay. And I played it 3 times. 3 times. And I've stopped. I've played the college football. I just stopped playing it because I was on year 2070 and then it broke. So at least it went to 2070. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just I'm too lazy to get the realistic gameplay settings and redo them again. So I haven't played in a minute.
I'll play the college football all day. I haven't got Madden in like 2-3 years.
I have not. This is the first time I paid for a Madden since 2019.
Yeah.
Because it's just, come on, guys.
It's the same game.
It's the same game, and I have my own opinions. I don't want to get in trouble because then the PR team will be like, why did you do this interview without telling us? And now you're talking shit about EA Sports, and EA Sports may want to work with us. What are you doing? You're killing your deal. So I'm just not going to say nothing. All I'm going to say is I love college football 26. It was a great game. I used to love Madden. Used to be my shit. Madden 08, what's up? You know what I mean? But yeah, now, nah. There you go. I don't think they need my dollar. They probably made $1 billion already off the game. So I don't think they need my dollar, but rock and roll.
I tapped out at Blitz 03, but that's just me.
Blitz, I remember that. I still play the MLB games. What's up?
All right.
I still love that. I will only get NBA 2K when it's free on PlayStation Plus. So yeah, I'm pretty checked out. I got spoiled. We all got spoiled. My generation got spoiled with great sports games. We really, really did. We got to the top, and of course, we're gonna go after the top down. So we got
great sports games that affordable. When the 2K games were like $20, yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah. That NFL 2K5 was like $19. I was like,
yeah.
My parents were like, "You'll get this one." I go, okay. I remember we got spoiled too with wrestling video games. We got all the best ones when we were kids. That's why now I'm like, what is this? What is this? What is this bullshit?
It's going to turn into a whole other half-hour conversation.
Yeah, it's going to get a little rough, folks, and I'm going to get a phone call. That's when my phone's over at the other side of the room.
That's all right. We didn't cross any lines today, so I think we're fine.
I hope not, but who knows? Somebody will get offended somewhere.
Oh, let them.
They'll look at my beard and be like, the gray's not gray enough. Or something.
It's all right. Listen, we all feel it. So we'll stop this before we all get in trouble. But
it's getting there, bro. I can feel the left turn happening.
That'll happen when we turn off the cameras. For Eddie, Jeremy, you know who I am. Once again, ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary. Oh, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.